Hi and good evening. It's Tabbetha again. Another one of my blogs for my transition. I thought this one I would look back at the last 2 years since I came out, and I thought I would look at it, talk about what it's like being in a relationship with another trans woman, being my wife, Michelle, and then talk about what the future holds for both of us. So let's start with the last 2 years. So October 22, I came out as a transgender woman, separated from my wife, and came out at work in November. I was accepted and by my colleagues at work and by my friends out in away from work and the acquaintances I knew, and they accepted me, which was really good. Unfortunately, I wasn't very good at makeup, which took a while to improve on, and I wore wigs and I wore hair clips, and yeah, my hairstyle was very tragic, and it took one of my colleagues to see me, and actually she helped me style my hair. So I had to say thanks to Lisa for her advice, and yeah, it's been a journey of improving my makeup and my looks now. As you can see, I'm still just wearing my natural hair and no longer wearing a wig often, and I feel very confident going out in public with my hair loose and down. I wear the hairband to take away the baldness, the patches of baldness. So yeah, 2 years. On the 1st of December, which is tomorrow, it will be 2 years since I changed my name. Unfortunately, I won't reveal my former name. Some people might know it who see my videos, but it's something personal to me that I have decided not to reveal to people now. So I chose Tabbetha and did my statutory declaration in Scotland to change my name, and I did that on the 1st of December 2022. So it's Tabbetha's birthday tomorrow for her name, and that's exciting for me, that I've done 2 years into my transition. I kind of have these milestones on my journey, like 18th of November is when I came out to my wife, or ex-wife as she is now. 10th of November, 18th of October, not November, I came out as trans to my ex-wife. 10th of November, I came out to my work colleagues. 1st of December, I changed my name. And these are important milestones. A lot of trans people will remember these dates of their journey. And they are important to mark the time of your transition, the length of your transition, and the dates to be celebrated. You don't have to celebrate them big, you just had to acknowledge them and share them with your close family and friends and your partner. And yeah. So moving on further into the 2 years, in February 23 I started hormones. I'm still on hormones, and yeah, they've made my face more feminine, giving me breast development, and changed my body shape, and it's been very good. I've become more emotional. I can now cry at silly things. And I love my rom-com films. They're all changes. But it's also changed my whole personality. I'm more confident, less extroverted, and I stand up for myself now. I'm mostly, some people may say, I'm more vocal about stuff, and if I don't agree with something, I would actually voice my concerns and my disagreement with this. But I think that's a good thing, that I have this confidence now to challenge people and be my true self in it. So moving on, so April 23, it was a very big step in my transition. I went to a school reunion. I met people I hadn't seen for 30 odd years. I hadn't really been in contact or met up with many of my old school friends. And I went to the school reunion. They knew that I was transitioning, and I went to it as my true self. And yeah, it was a brilliant night. We only had one photo taken that night, and that was a group shot. And that group shot has changed my life. From that group shot, I saw changes in my face, and those changes I posted onto a Facebook group for transgender people, with an old picture of myself back from 2020, and those two pictures and my comment made my wife my now wife get into contact with me. She saw the pictures and saw the changes, and she thought that if I could do those changes, it gave her inspiration for her transition, and that she could do it. And she does it a lot better than me. But I don't hold that against her. She's absolutely stunning and gorgeous. I love her with all my heart. But from that one post in April 23, we started talking, and we started video chatting. And it's unusual. My wife came out as a trans woman, but as a straight trans woman who fancies men. I came out as a trans woman who is a lesbian. So you would think that's completely incompatible, a straight trans woman and a lesbian trans woman. But we talked away, and one of the first things she did say to me was, "Don't go all lesbian on me." And she made it clear that she still fancied men. And we continued talking, and our relationship developed. And we changed our relationship status on Facebook. And after a while, I sent her a message and proposed to her. And she said yes, which was great. And this was all without meeting in person. And some people think that's strange and risky. A couple of days later, she proposed to me, and of course, I said yes back. And I had a lot of negative comments about our relationship, about the way it developed. But I eventually told them to shut up. This was from work colleagues, and I expressed my wish that they didn't talk about my relationship in work. And they kind of listened to me, but every stage we move forward in the relationship, the same comments recircled back up to the surface. So moving on, late November last year, I had a consultation with a doctor down in London for voice surgery. That was literally just over a year ago, and he offered me a date. And then a few weeks later, my fiance at the time came over from Australia to meet me for the first time. She flew over from Australia via Oman, and we met at Heathrow. I got down on one knee with a big poster asking her to marry me, a big Love Actually moment. Yeah, she said yes before I could actually ask the question, but that's just her. And we spent the next 4.5 months together. We got married in that time. We got married in February 2024 at a wonderful country house called Sprinkell at Eaglesfield, just north of Gretna in Scotland. Very small wedding, full-on white wedding. We both had our wonderful and beautiful dresses. We both had our friends and acquaintances there to do our makeup and help us get ready. And it was a very relaxed affair. And yeah, people said it's been the nicest wedding they've been to. We spent 4.5 months together rather than the original 6 weeks as planned, because my wife got meningitis in the UK and couldn't fly home, so we had to arrange the wedding very quickly. We did it within 28 days. During this time we were discussing where we were going to live, and we made a decision that it was going to be Australia eventually. 6 days after the wedding, I had my voice surgery, and that was tough on my wife, getting used to a new voice, and yeah, trying to communicate with me when I couldn't talk. I'm not very good at charades, as if you've seen my voice surgery video, you've heard me say before. And then we flew out to Australia for a short time for myself. My wife stayed out here while I flew back and started tying up the loose ends with work and our house in Scotland. And then I went back out to Australia in June and brought my wife back with me. She came back for help me finish tidying up the loose ends of the house. We went on our honeymoon on a P&O cruise. Enough said about that. It wasn't the best cruise in the world. Yeah. My wife, next time she's on one of our videos, she might enlighten you to the fact of what went on the cruise and why it wasn't the best cruise in the world. Yeah, we've both been in and out of hospital. It's been a rough year. I've had gallbladder surgery. She's had meningitis twice, but we're all on the mend now. So it's now the 30th of November 2024. As I said, just about 2 years since I changed my name, and we're now coming to a very important time. I'm off to Bangkok with my wife a week today, where we'll have my reassignment surgery and breast augmentation surgery, and then we've got recovery time, and I will start work in February in Australia, where we now live together. I've been lucky. I've got my residency visa. I've got a job literally straight after I had my visa granted, and we've got an apartment to live in. So yeah, it's all been relatively simple from that side. But it has been stressful. We've managed to sell our house in Scotland, and yeah, things are progressing in a positive way for us. Yeah, people on Facebook make comments about wouldn't it be nice to be in a relationship with another trans person. I've been very lucky. I found love with my wife. As I said earlier, she's a trans woman as well. She's 3 years older than me. Transition came out about 5 months after me. She's been involved in the LGBTQ plus scene for a long time, as within her previous relationships and identity. And yeah, we have had our relationship develop in an unusual way. We started messaging on Messenger, and I made the suggestion we had a video call, and that kind of scared the shit out of her, because I said, oh, shall we do it now? And I don't think she was quite ready for that. So I did the call, and yeah, we started chatting, and we chatted just about every day throughout as our relationship developed. And there was one day where we had a video chat for 12 hours uninterrupted. I think that's the longest video chat I've ever had, which is nice. And as I say to people, yes, text messages are good. You get information with that. Telephone calls, you get a bit of emotion in the voice, but you don't know if people are engaged in the conversation. They could be cutting their nails while they're chatting to you on the phone. With a video call, and I would recommend that if you're starting a relationship long distance, get video calls in early, so you can see the person's face, their emotions, their engagement in the conversation. Even if they're talking to you while doing the housework, you can still see that they're engaged with the conversation, because they will have to stop to talk to you and reply to you. And we continue this for, let's think, 8 months before we met in person. And during that time, we talked about our futures, what it's like to transition. So having another trans person as a partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, however they identify, but having a transgender partner helps in the transition. You can support each other with the transitions. You know what they're going through, and you can support each other. You can, in the emotional times or the disappointments, you might have been down the same way, and you can support them. And because you're on a similar journey, I know all our journeys are individual, we have similar experiences which we can relate to each other. And though, as I said, there'll be times where you cry, times where you celebrate things. Yeah, you had to get, but there's things you had to do. You had to get used to changes in the other person as they go through their transition. And there can be episodes where, yeah, you wish that your transition is going as well as your partner's transition. My partner has been very lucky. Her breast development has been extremely good and extremely quick, while mine is a bit slower, hence the breast augmentation in Thailand at the same time as like reassignment surgery. But I wouldn't change the relationship in the world. I think having a transgender partner is actually better than having assist partner. I think because of what we go through with hormones and surgeries, it's actually a better outcome. The relationship is a stronger one because you can support each other. I know trans and cis relationships work together for people, but me personally, I feel a trans on trans relationship is good, and it works really well. Our future, what does our future hold for us? Well, as I said earlier, we're off to Thailand in a week's time. Yeah, it's a big step. I'm excited, nervous, scared for the surgery. Michelle has had concerns about how she would react to the changes which are going to happen to me with the surgery. How she's going to get used to me having a pair of D breasts. How she's going to react when she sees my vaginoplasty and the results for the first time. But she will be there for me, and that's the important part. I have her full support for this, and she will stay with me in the hotel and in the hospital. In the future, well, as I said, once I'm healed, I start work in February. I don't plan on having any other surgeries in the future for myself. Michelle, yeah, she's planning on having, she's booked in to have her vulvoplasty in July next year. So that's the next big step for us. And yeah, we'll go set up a nice flat, an apartment in Canberra in Australia, and we'll go get on with our lives. We're not treated any differently to any other woman in Canberra. We're accepted. We don't get misgendered. Moving forward, yeah, I don't plan on, as I say, any surgeries. I plan on getting fitter, toning my body so it looks more feminine. Yeah, learning how to do my makeup better. That'd be a big thing. Hopefully my hair will continue to grow back and grow in. It's doing a good job at the moment, considering how I was when I came out. Shaving my head every day. Yeah, big change. And Michelle will be in a similar journey to me. She might want a few more surgeries. She's going to try and work on her voice, I believe. And she's going to hopefully start psychology degree and get what her lifelong wish has been, is to get a university degree and graduate. And she has my full support in that. So yeah, that's a review of the last 2 years and a look at what it's like to be in a transgender marriage or relationship, and a look at what the future holds for me and Michelle. It might not be as interesting or informative as previous videos, but starting later this week there will be a surgery blog update, mostly twice this week, and then once I get to Thailand there will be hopefully daily updates. So I'll sign off for now. Thanks to all my followers for watching, and I will keep you updated with what's going on with me and Michelle. Hopefully I can get Michelle to join us on video next time, and I will update my surgical blog later this week. Enjoy.